Hello friends, it's Pastor, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Scar H assault rifle for the medic class. The first thing I want to say is this has been a very frustrating weapon to do a review for, and I say that because I remember first unlocking this weapon and I used it a little bit and thought this is a pretty effective weapon, and I was having really good time and really fairly easy to kill people with. And then I picked it up recently to do this review for it and discovered that it just felt totally different than what I remembered just a few weeks ago. So I don't know if they snuck some changes in the patch or if my playstyle has just basically changed considerably from the last time that I used this weapon. In any case, it took me a little while, but I got down, in my opinion, what is the way to play this weapon. And as far as that goes, I'm going to say forget the hare. You're the tortoise. If you want to use this weapon and you want to highly profit with it, then you need to be essentially a slow-moving camper. I don't mean full-fledged camper because those people don't actually push the objective, and I don't feel they're that valuable outside of very specific circumstances. So what do I mean by slow-moving camper then? I mean, you're not the front of the pack. If you're the first guy in the room, you're going to go toe-to-toe with some AEKs, some Ace-23s, those kind of weapons. You're going to lose probably 90% of those engagements because this weapon is simply not that effective up close, in my opinion. And you run out of ammo really quickly, so you want to be able to have some safety, some cover to fall back on to get that reload in and re-engage your target. Again, I can't stress enough being cautious while playing with this weapon. The profit for this gun is solely in the medium to long range. It puts people down so fast because it is such a high damaging weapon with such little damage drop off at those longer ranges. So just about nothing in the game hits harder at range than this weapon. And so if you're going to be doing medium to long range engagements, you're going to win a lot of those firefights, because even though they may be using a faster firing weapon, you do more damage and will probably connect with those better timed shots than they are, even though they're putting more bullets down range. So use that caution. Now let's talk loadout. My current loadout, and I use this optic across all of my guns, and that is the Coyote. I like it because of the thin metal framing around it, and the red dot helps me maintain target a little bit easier for target acquisition and things like that. Now, I would use iron sights on a gun, even if the Coyote is the very last unlock. And the reason for that is simple. I like consistency in my weapons. That helps me with my muscle memory and be able to snap back onto target. And I encourage you to pick an optic and stick with it across the board, with exception of course to things like sniper rifles where you may want various zoom levels. And it's because the different optics seem to have different ADS feel to them. And so you want to have consistency, because that's going to help you be better at the game and snap on those targets quicker. Now, as far as the barrel and underbarrel attachments, I used just about every different combination there was, and what I've come up with is the flash hider, because again, I like to reduce that muzzle flash. People are attracted to shiny things, and muzzle flash, well, let's face it, it's kind of shiny, so the less the bad guys see, the better, and it doesn't really seem to penalize you in any way in terms of the spread of the weapon, because you want to be micro bursting this weapon anyway. So if you're going to be just doing small round bursts with it, you don't really need the muzzle brake or the compensator. Now, as far as the underbarrel goes, I almost by default go with the angled grip, and that's what I have on this weapon, because it reduces that first shot recoil multiplier, so your 3 or 4 round burst is going to be pretty darn accurate, and that's going to be a good thing. The accessory, I use the green laser light for one simple reason. Green's my favorite color, and it's pretty, and that's the only reason I need right there. Okay, let's talk a little bit more on the subject of engagements. If you're going to be engaging up close, the rule of thumb for this weapon, in my mind, is going to be hipfire, hipfire, hipfire. It actually doesn't have that terrible of a hipfire. And with that laser sight, here's what you're going to do. And this is hipfire across the board for your weapons. Do not ever stand still while hip firing. You want to go to the right and to the left, and you want to do this back and forth motion. And the reason is simple. People have a harder time tracking moving targets. So if they're shooting you from the hip and you're shooting at them from the hip, or maybe they're even ADS at you at close range, but you're moving and they're standing still, even though you have a little bit bigger of a spread while moving, you'll be able to probably get the kill because they're not actually effectively tracking your body as it's moving back and forth. And this weapon, definitely close range, just goes straight to the hip fire. Do not ADS. The time it takes is going to be a penalty against you in that firefight, and you want to be able to do that back and forth movement because that's just about your only hope against those faster firing weapons. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video review for the Scar H. Let me know in the comments below, and if you have another weapon you'd like me to do a review for, let me know also in the comments below. Alright guys, God bless, and stay tuned for bonus content. Classic Battlefield.